Tamam. Tamamdır.
What up, Nine?
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Fuck being rational. Give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, man. I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? It's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we get into that, do me a favor, hit that like, and if you know, hit that subscribe, man. It's free to you, but it means the world to me. And with that being said, let me get it to the deck. Let me get it to the deck. Rach, what up, sis? What up, Nine? Appreciate you. Dee Dee, 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 Dee Dee. My 33 brother, Mr. Gary Buster Down Brown. What it do with the business is, man? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. I don't know if anybody else popped in. Well, Files, what it do with the business is, fam? Hope y'all good. Hope y'all great. Hey, man, I've been doing this for 3 years, man. I appreciate everybody who's been rocking out with me. I got the little message from YouTube Studio, like for 3 year anniversary. I think it was like a day or two ago. But 3 years, y'all. We've been doing this for 3 years, man. I appreciate y'all. It don't seem like it. Seem like you know, time flies. When you're having fun, and I've been having fun doing this thing. So I appreciate y'all for rocking out with me, for dealing with my crazy ass. I appreciate y'all for that, man. Um, it's an open panel, man. Y'all feel free to hit the link. We can talk about anything and everything, but I do want to have a little rant. You know, I'm gonna call it a rant because, like the thumbnail says, more a rhetorical question. Because I'm being a smart ass because I already know the answer. But there's a lot of people. I don't, this whole red pill thing. I know when it first started, it was supposed to be like men getting together, doing masculine things, talking about masculine things, and it just turned over to like this woman hating thing. Like a lot of dudes are comparing themselves with women, right? That's what's happening in these conversations when they're talking about women only got rights because of men, and women are supposed to be submissive to men, and if men wanted to force themselves, like you in these conversations, there's a lot of facts being said, right? But like when y'all have these conversations, you literally got to break it down to an atom, right? And ask yourself, like, why is we even having these conversations? Like, what is these conversations supposed to be doing? Because I can tell you what they are doing. It's doing two things. A lot of these, like um, that Cooley guy, like the Andrew Wilsons, all these guys talking about, and even the women, right? All the feminists. Like, I don't have, like, we're going to talk about that too in this conversation. But when the men do it, right? Let me tell you what it's doing. It's doing two things that is going over people's head. One, and the most obvious one should be, is that it's like men comparing themselves to women, right? And I don't know. That's a that's a phenomenon happening on the internet. Because in reality, in real life, I don't know no man who do that. who compare themselves to women, right? I don't compare myself to women. Why? There's no comparison. I'm a man. It's simple as that. I'm a man. She's a woman. Is men are good at some things, women are good at some things, right? Just like that. It's two different species, like an apple and an orange. Both of them fruits, but they both offer different things. Is one more significant than the other one? Ain't no apple about to be comparing themselves to no orange. They good at what they got. They good at what they do, right? Simple as that. So a lot of these conversations, that's what's happening. Men are comparing themselves to women by saying, "Well, I'm physically stronger than you. If I wanted to oppose my will on you, I can." And that's fact. That's fact. Men can, they're physically stronger. And generally speaking, a man can take advantage of a woman with the strength, right? And that's how we used to be before we evolved, right? Before we start evolving. That's how, I mean, that's like some caveman shit, right? We evolved, we became more civil, we developed a deeper understanding of morality, we got different values. So, yeah, man, a mature man ain't just gonna go out there and physically dominate a woman. They don't need to because they know they can't. That's the difference between power and strength. Not by definition, but by philosophy, right? We talk about like martial arts, Eastern philosophy. Power and strength are concepts that intertwine, but one leads to the other, right? Strength is physical force. Power is understanding when to apply that physical force, right? So power is basically you being in control of yourself. So just because I can do something don't mean I will do something. That's like saying, like me as a man, though I trained, I'm more advanced in physical combat than most men. So just because I can physically whoop on a dude, should I go do it? Should I oppose my will on it? Because they call that bullying, right? So even having those Pixie, what it do with the business is, sis? Appreciate you. Bronze, what up, nine? What up, my brother? Apologize, apologize. I was just spitting, wasn't even in the chat. So that's one thing, man. Comparing to me, that's like I wouldn't even say that's feminine. That just shows to me. It shows I when people do that, it's like they projecting their insecurity. Because a lot of these dudes who be talking about women, like you look at their situation, in real life shit. Like internet is one thing, right? Anybody come on here and say anything, but I look like, do you live what you say, right? Do you actually live that? And then when you start saying their actual background, like no shade to them, but like Cooley, like he said, oh, uh, women, single mothers are recreational use, right? But you got with a single mother and had kids with her. He talked about men who submit to women are simps, but you taking care of somebody else's kids, bro. So a lot of the stuff he say, I take it for shock value because he's not living that shit, or he, I don't know, man. That shit just weird. Like you calling some other dude simp, but you taking care of somebody's kids, bro. Them kids living with you and your girl. You take you playing you playing stepdad, but you calling other men simps because they willing to cater to a woman is a cycle, give and receive. Dolly, what it do? What the business is? Rudy, what it do? Rudy, appreciate you. So that's one thing. It's like you comparing yourself, and then a lot of times when these dudes talking, and it's more like from like the Andrew Wilson standpoint, where he talk about how man built the world and stuff. It's like a lot of these dudes, I be thinking like, what did you do? Or what do you do? Because the stuff you taking credit for is the accomplishments of other people. It's other men who and it's other men that enforce laws and rules and regulations. There's other men writing bills, but there's women doing that shit too. There's women on the police force, there's women in the military, there's women on Capitol Hill, there's women doing that shit too. So to say, oh, just men do. First of all, you taking credit for shit. What do you do? That's what I be. These are the questions I be having. Well, we speaking from a general aspect. Okay, okay, we speaking from a general aspect. But it's women in these positions too that enforce laws. Now, is it at a high clip? It don't need to be. It's women doing it. So, like a lot of these conversations, I think they asinine, and I think people just be projecting their own insecurities. When you look into their life and see how they really living, it's like, bro, you ain't living like this. Yeah, y'all hear my son snoring. He got a little cold. And right before I was about to start, he came out here. He wanted to be around daddy. So I told him, go ahead and chill on the other side of the couch till I get done. So y'all might hear him snoring. He all congested and stuff. But yeah, so like these conversations, man, it'd be weird to me. And it's like, what is it for? What substance or what are you getting out of it? What points are you trying to make? Are you trying to make women like and then the feminists, man, like I know feminist women. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm talking about I don't like on the internet is one thing, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, that shit, like they don't I don't know, maybe it's my aura or something. They don't bring that feminist shit towards me. Because most people who be like hardcore feminists, they single and shit, and they doing the same thing that these red pill men do, projecting their own securities, projecting their trauma and pain, the experiences that they went through because they made bad decisions, they got with the wrong people, and then they had these fucked up experiences. Now they got this crazy ass delusional perception of life. Like, no, that's just the shit you went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, all men want to down. Like, bro, I don't even try to control my wife. All men ain't like that. All men ain't like this. All women ain't like that. People just be projecting their own personal traumas, and that's what they do, and that's why they generalize everything. But as they're generalizing it, what they do is they're telling you their story. They're telling you their story. Man want to control you. Man wants you to wear this. You can't go here. You can't go there. Women don't want to submit. Women, they just want to do this. They just want to spend your money. People afraid to get married because the woman might divorce. Like, bro, what the fuck you been through? I be thinking like, damn, bro, you don't need to be online talking about. You need to be talking on a couch somewhere, talking to a counselor or a therapist or something. You done had some traumatic experiences in life that you need to work out. You need to work it out. That's what you need to do. And then all these dudes be giving relationship advice and don't be in no damn relationship. Like you giving marital advice and you ain't married. You ain't qualified, bro. 'Cause, I mean, if you look at 10 or 15, look at like 100 successful marriages, right? People who are 100% happy with their spouse. I guarantee you their situations and circumstances are all different. You may run into some couples that the man pay 100% of the bills and the wife is an at-home mom. You will run into some couples where both pay is 50-50. You gonna run into some couples it might be 70-30. Then you will run into some couples is the woman is the breadwinner. You know, the woman makes the most money. Like Gary had a great show earlier. If y'all didn't get to check it out, go definitely check it out. I went back and listened to the beginning because I missed the first like 40 minutes. But talking about expectations, right? And in that the dialogue we had, I was talking about how people put themselves in boxes. And when you put yourself in a box, you limit it to what the box contains. That's what you limit it to. So if you think all relationships are supposed to be like this, and you ain't willing to adjust and adapt to the circumstances and situations, then that's where people have complications. At. That's where the most complications occur. People ain't willing. James, what up, though? What up, though, my blind brother? Good to see you, fam. Good to see you. Shout out to James, man. That's my blind bro. I got 33 bro, and I got a blind bro. Me and James both legally blind. We cannot see. We legally blind. Well, yeah, relationships. That's what I talk about when it comes to relationship compatibility versus complementary. Think of it like this, right? Think of a light socket, right? You got some light sockets that for all my electricians, I ain't gonna go deep into it and talk about the actual voltage of the wires, but think about the sockets, right? You got some sockets that they 45 watts, right? Then you take a 25-watt light bulb and put it in there, yeah, it'll work. But guess what's gonna happen? It'll burn out quick because that socket is generating more power than the light bulb can actually take. So you put a 25 and a 45, it's gonna blow out a lot sooner than you would if you put a 45 in there. Now you put a 45 in there, guess what? It's gonna work to a maximum efficiency, right? You go get the maximum efficiency out of that 45-watt light bulb put in the 45-watt socket. Now you take 75 watt and put it in that same 45-watt socket. You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna work, but you're not gonna get the maximum efficiency out of the light bulb because it's not generating enough power to it. Even though it's compatible, it can go in there, it can screw in, it can work, but you ain't gonna get the maximum efficiency out of that light bulb. That's what happens in a relationship. Some people get with people who are below. They're compatible, but guess what? They're not complementary. They're not complementing one another. So they might be low. So eventually the person on the higher level is go outgrow. You might meet someone on the same wavelength, and y'all compatible. Y'all can get more things done. You get with somebody that's over you, eventually it's gonna get burnt out. They gonna feel like you holding them back because what you putting out is not getting them to their top potential because y'all only compatible. Y'all not complementary. So if you're a 75-watt light bulb, you need a 75-watt socket. If you want to shine your brightest, that's what has to happen. Because if you get with something lower, it's gonna dim you. If you get with something higher, it's gonna burn up quicker. That's what's gonna happen. What up, Sirius? Appreciate you, sis. Appreciate you. First ladies in the building. What up, Nine? But that's what often happens, even not only in romantic relationships, but even friendships that happen. You know what I'm saying? Getting with compatible people, it'll work for a while. But eventually, if y'all only compatible or y'all not complimenting one another, somebody's gonna get burnt out. Somebody gonna get ain't gonna be reaching a maximum potential. It's just how it is. That's how it is. It ain't rocket science. These simple things become complicated and complex because we make it. We be trying to fit squares into circles and shit. Square's the square, man. Squares, align with the square. The circles gonna align with the circle. Everything got a place. Everything got a position, man. And you can advance your player. 14 months, stop playing with me. What up, Sirius? 14 months. I appreciate you, son. Nate the Great is in the building. Bro, I was in the chat for a minute. I was just about to type and then my house went crazy. My baby boy is sick. This boy is sick at night. Be fresh to death in the morning. Wake up, brush his teeth, jump in the shower, be ready to go to school. I'd be like, bro, ain't you sick? And then when he get home, they be looking like the Walking Dead. Like, bro, these kids, like, he loves school now, so I'm letting him enjoy it. But he gonna hate it later. I know he is, 'cause he like to go play with people. He only in kindergarten, so they ain't really doing too much. Wait till you get to like second grade, first grade. You're like, I hate school. But like, I knew it. That's my boy. I'm just playing. Yeah, man. Like in these conversations, man, stop. If I can give a little advice, stop comparing yourself to women, man. Y'all sound weak as hell, bro. Arguing, I'm stronger than you. Yeah, like yeah. So what? You supposed to be, bro. Like you saying this to a woman. Like if men going back and forth like that, then that's something different, bro. That's comparable. That's an apple to an apple. So what you like better? You like the Gala apples, right? Or you like the Granny Smith apple? Which apples? Now we can compare apples. We can compare different oranges, but we ain't about to compare an apple to an orange. No, we don't do that, bro. That shit weak sauce. And that whole submitting thing, I was listening. This is what I say. This is how I know people like they like people say shit, but then when you look at what they do, like I was listening to this clip of Cooley and it was some girls, and they was talking about, and the girl asked the question, "Do men ever submit to their wives?" No, no, man ain't supposed to do that. Like, bro, that's why your ass ain't married. Like, when you talk about submit, like, I don't even like using that term because it has a negative stigma to it, right? So I can find a better word to utilize in that situation. But even if we do, just for general conversation purposes, like if somebody say, "Do I submit to my wife?" There's aspects in our relationship where I will submit because she's more effective and efficient. So that's her shit. She's in control of this part, and I am submissive. Okay, if she say, "Look, we should do it like this and like that," am I gonna question it to understand? Yeah, but I trust her. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with what she say. I'm gonna let her devise the plan, and we go attack it. And if it needs to be adjusted, if I see something, then we communicate. But do I follow the lead of my wife on certain things? Yeah, because she's more effective and efficient at it. Because I got somebody compatible to me. I don't know everything, and I'm not good at everything. And some things she better than me at. And when it comes to that, yeah, I'm submissive. I'm obedient. When it comes to her well being, her feeling good, yeah, I'm submissive to her. If she want her feet rubbed, I'm gonna say yeah. I don't think of that as a courteous or something. That's an obligation. That's a responsibility. That's a duty. Do I rub her feet when I don't feel like it sometimes? Yeah, I do. But that's being in a healthy relationship. Anybody who ever been in a long lasting relationship, any man I ever knew who I spoke to who been in a long relationship and they've been happy in that relationship, they always tell me like, young brother, you gotta compromise. Sometimes you gotta fall back and let them take the lead. Now, all the messed up relationships I hear, I always see the men bitter about the women. I see the women bitter about the men. There's no cohesion. It's my way. Both parties, either the man or the woman, both of them say, no, it's my way. No, it's my way. I'm the best. It's competition. Competition involves opponents, right? When you're in a relationship, that's a team. So if you're in competition while you're in a relationship, that's the op, bro. Competition, you have opposing sides in competition, and one has to win, one has to lose. So if you in competition in your relationship, no matter if it's a friendship, romantic relationship, business, whatever it is, man, you fucking with an op. That's just what it is. That's why it's conflict. Instead of y'all being on the same team trying to achieve goals. It's just like a team, right? You have a captain, somebody who leads, but that captain relies on the other people too. So I would agree that men could be the captain of the team. But even then, the captain still relies on the teammates. The captain can't do everything. The captain's responsibility is to put people in the right position for the team to succeed. And they're the most effective and efficient at doing it. That's why they're the captain. So in some relationship, the captain might be the female. But if that's effective, if they're effective and efficient, then so be it. That's what works for them. Well, he did, nah, bro. That's what works for them. Simple as that. That's just reality. I don't do that normal. What do they call that shit? Normativity. That normativity philosophy bullshit. How things ought to be. I don't care how things ought to be. I look at how things are in reality. We can sit here all day like, well, it should be like this. It should be like that. It ain't like this, and it ain't like that because the current situations and conditions don't allow it to be like that. So we having conversations to put things in order. That's a different conversation. But I'm not even having that conversation unless we have the ability, the authority, or the power to do so. Other than that, what the hell are we talking about? It's some fairy tale shit. Well, these debates online, they be some fairy tale. Well, we wish it was like this. We wish it was like that. Like, nah, man. Well, I don't be curious or Nate. I mean, I don't know, James. Yeah, serious right here and Nate right here. I don't know. If I'm on, so they got this new option on StreamYard. If y'all, I don't know if it's paid for or if it's on the free mode, but I pay for StreamYard. So they got a new option where you can go vertical and you can go standard. So I'm on both vertical and standard. So I don't know. It might be because y'all might be in different streams. I don't know how this is the first time I ever used it, so I really don't know how it works. Like even I got it pulled up on my phone and it's on a regular one. I'm not on vertical. As I got it pulled up on my phone. Let me see if I can find myself in vertical. Let me see. Yeah, I think um I see you. I don't see Gary or nothing, or I see Pixie in this one. Yeah, so it's some people might be on the vertical stream instead of the regular stream, James. Let me go out and go back in and see where they put me at. And I'm still on this one. Yeah, you on regular too. Yeah, I think they might be on the vertical then. Yeah, they might be on the vertical, James. Yeah, I see Gary over here. I see Gary now. Yeah, I see Gary now too on the regular stream. Yeah, so they might be on the vertical stream because over here it's showing three and then it's showing two more people on the vertical stream. Well, three people on the vertical stream now. So that's crazy. They don't merge the chats. So the chats is different. This is the first time I used it. So that's kind of cool though. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to get. Let me see if I don't even think I know how to get on the vertical stream. Yeah, but those conversations, like I said, I think people need to look more into what they're actually looking at and or listening to. And they listen to a bunch of men comparing themselves to fucking women. And that's no shot against the women. I just don't see it's no purpose in me comparing myself to no woman because I ain't no woman. Women can do things. I can't give birth. You know what I'm saying? I can't breastfeed no kid. I can't carry. I can't do none of that. Right? Women built different to do different things. Men built different to do different things. Can women do some things men do? Yeah. Can men do some things women do? Yeah. But it's gonna be things that only men can do, and it's gonna be things only women can do. That's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. And comparing a man to a woman or a woman to a man, I think is asinine. Like, and to me, it's just I'm thinking like, what do you get out of that? What you get out of that to show that you physically more dominant than a woman? Okay, what does that do for you? I'm physically more dominant than most men. So what does that say? I'm more intellectually inclined than most men. So what does that say? Like people need pats on the back and shit. I'm stronger than a woman. Whoop de fucking do. What are you doing with that shit though? And then most of these dudes who be doing that shit, bro, they be short, fat, out of shape. Like, man, fuck out of here, bro. Yeah, you stronger than most women, but you on the bottom scale of a fucking man. Probably can't even do 20 push-ups. Like, go sit your ass down somewhere, boy. So yeah, that in itself, man. I just don't see the purpose. I don't see what you get out of that. Like some type of validation, some type of feel good moment, comparing yourself to a woman, comparing the contract. I'm stronger than a woman. Well, if I wanted to, I can do this. I can coming up with these Neanderthal as points. Neanderthal. Well, the only reason women got raped is because men gave it to them. Like, bro, you didn't give it to them. The only reason you got raped is because some other dudes who got more power than you gave it to you. So what is you saying? Like you taking accomplishments for some shit you ain't even do. The only reason a lot of men have rights is because men that are more powerful, more stronger, who has more authority, allows you to have rights. Because if they didn't, they can just come in here and snap. Well, we got the Constitution, and men wrote that. You ain't right there, kid. What the fuck you bragging about it for? You taking credit for some shit somebody else did. You go write up some legislation. You go write some laws and enforce that shit, man. You do that shit. You do it. But no, they ain't doing that. They can't talk about that because they can't do shit but come online and argue with other people. Like that's how they get they. I don't know, bro. That's how they get they. I guess they testosterone kick. That's how they get they go to testosterone by coming on here and debating women. Like if you like, I don't like that whole feminist movement, man. Man, let them crazy ass delusional women feel the way. That's why they single. They gonna be having like 20, 30 cats and shit when they get older. They gonna be feminists until they look around and realize, like, damn, maybe I do want a man. And a lot of them, they want the benefits. Like the arguments I be hearing, it's like you want the benefits of being with a man, but you don't want the responsibilities, right? Because they do like being with someone, you have responsibilities, men and women. Well, both of them, really, the red pill dudes too. They want total autonomy over the women, but they want to be excused for their bullshit. They want the women to be responsible, but they don't want to be responsible. I don't know, man. All this, like I said, a lot of these people got delusional ass views, and I really think people just come on here for the shock value. It's a hustle tool. They be in their own relationships, doing their own thing, but they come on here and give you all fucked up advice, get you looking all crazy. They the new media. They've been getting brainwashed from media for years. Now they have the opportunity to do the same to gullible people. That's it. But a lot of these people be looking for places to fit in at. They don't fit in. They have no place in their actual reality in real life. to fit in. They don't fit in nowhere, so they come on this cyberspace and find a lot of people. They have these trauma bonding ass groups that they fall right into, and they come together based on some type of hate for something. Oh, we all don't like this, or we all don't like that. People don't come together for shit they like. They come together for shit they don't like. Shit weird, bro. Shit weird. That's why I appreciate y'all, man. We the few, but we the mighty, man. Few but the mighty. We will be coming over here trauma bonding and shit. Oh, woe is me ass shit. I'm straight. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't even be rocking with y'all. If we was coming on here every night complaining about some shit that we can't change or we don't want to change or we don't want, I couldn't do it, man. I could not do it. They want the title and not the road. There you go. They want the titles and not the roads. And but most people come on here to, they come on here. And it's understandable. Like the more I watch it, the more I watch like YouTube, the more it makes sense, man. I'm trying to think of a word not to be disrespectful, but this is it's an escape for a lot of people, bro. People come on here to escape what they going through, and it's nothing wrong with that, bro. Nothing wrong with that, but when you start living through this, then I think that's when it becomes dangerous. That's when delusion sets in. Like when you start trying to live through YouTube, like you can be somebody on here, but when it comes to reality, your everyday life, you can't be that or you're not that. That's when the delusion set in because on here you the man, but off of here you ain't shit. I don't mean to say it like that, but that's how it be, man. That's why it'd be crazy when people be like, I got more subs than you. I got more views than you. I just like, bruh, yeah, that's good for YouTube, right? And if you're making money, that's good because people can make a career off of it. They can make this a job. So when people are capable of doing that to make content creating a full-time job, I think that's dope because it takes skill. Everybody can't do it. Everybody can't quit their job, as a content creator, and make the same or even more amount of money to sustain their life. Everybody can't do it. Shit, I can't do it. So when I see people do it, I be like, damn, that's dope. That's awesome. I know it's possible. But when people come on here just bragging about views and subs and I got more than you, there's always somebody better. That's how you know people ain't about shit in real life though. Because people who accustomed to accomplishing things, they don't have to shit on other people because they got more of this or more of that. They don't gotta shit on other people. They used to. People only usually do that when they not used to. Or they used to be shitting on and now they finally in some type of position where now they can do the shit. But you don't see successful people doing that. You don't see Denzel Washington coming out here shitting on people beneath him. You don't see successful people doing that. Okay, I see it now, James, on your laptop. Yeah, I see it's different in the chat too. Now that I'm looking at, because I don't usually look at my laptop, I usually look at my phone. But now that I'm looking on the laptop, I see like I can see who on vertical and who not, who on a regular one. Yeah, that's dope. That's a dope little setting they got where you can do both. Because I know some people don't like the vertical, so now I just give them the option to rock out with either one. So that's dope. That's a new feature. So I'm probably gonna be using that more. So if you don't like the vertical, you can go to the regular stream and check it out that way. The link is pinned on the community wall and is pinned in the chat. So if you are on the regular stream, you can hit it from the chat. If you're on the vertical, you can go to the community wall, hit the link. I ain't gonna be on too long. My son is sick. I'm gonna get him wrapped up in the bed. Nobody come up. But yeah, man, we've been doing this for 3 years now, man. So it's been a journey, ups and downs, lefts and rights. But um, like I said, I've been enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. I want to do more with it. I really do. It's just right now, and my wife's just telling me wait till the kids grow up a little more. You know what I'm saying? So I actually had a time to do it. Like I think I'd be more. Uh, it'd be better if I do it more, like go live more in the midday. That's ideal, or even in the morning. For 2 years now, I've been saying I want to do morning shows, but my daughter will be in kindergarten next year, so while they at school, I can do a show. So that'll be dope. So my wife just said be patient and keep building stuff up. I'm building my studio up. So when the time is right, I'll be ready to jump on the opportunity. So just having patience and being consistent. Still keeping good conversations going. My whole goal, like Gary said, I don't know if that was on his show yesterday or today. 'Cause we be on sports chat chilling, man. If y'all look, we talk about sports, but after we do that, we just talk about life. So it's still good conversation, even if y'all ain't really into the sports. Still go ahead over there, sub up, hit that notification bell because we still have regular conversations over there. And he dropped the link too, so um, yeah, y'all come over there and support Sports Chat. That's just uh another something under the nine, another brand under the nine. That's Channel Nine over there. He talk wrestling and all sports. And we be just having general conversation. It's been Commander B coming over there, Lisa J come over there, you know, and we still had good conversations over there. And if y'all into wrestling or football, basketball, we talk about baseball, talk about hockey, you know, come over there and have those conversations with us. You're more than welcome. Just another place to go when we ain't on. Well, yeah, good, definitely good conversation. So go solo sports chat. Check us out over there. Monday, what is it? Monday, Friday, and Sunday. Sunday, Monday, Friday. That's usually when he go live. Sunday, Monday, Friday on sports chat. He had a dope conversation earlier, man. That was a dope conversation, G. I appreciate that, man. I love having, interactions like that where we can bounce off one another. Where we can build. That's what building is, man. We ain't got to say the same thing, but we still bring information, you know. And it's unique having different perspectives or outlooks on things because I may relate to some people and then Gary may relate to other people, but we relate to people. So that's the whole goal. Some people may receive it from the perspective I'm giving it. Some people may receive it from the perspective Gary giving. And that's the key. Everybody different. So we all intake information differently. There's levels to it. So we can deliver it from different levels. We can reach more people. And that's the goal. A better you, the better us, man. Better we are individually, the better we are collectively. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But yeah, I ain't gonna stay on too long. I just did my little rant, you know. I just wanted to come on and do my little rant about that because to me it's just it's asinine. It's asinine and I don't even want to use the term feminine. I just think it's like that shit kind of weak to me. Men comparing themselves to women. That shit weak, man. Like I don't like if you say traditional gender roles, man. I don't even believe in that shit, bro. I believe get with somebody that's effective and efficient and what they do, then they can take the load off of you. Y'all can complement one another. Y'all don't have to work against one another. Different people good at different things. And if I got weaknesses and if I can find a woman that can, that her strengths are my weaknesses, then collectively we just go be more effective and efficient. That's one less thing I got to worry about. I can lead that to her. That's what she good at. She can lead us to me. That's what I'm good at. And we can get more shit done. That's what I grew up saying, you know. I grew up saying like people working together, not only in the home but in the community. That's how I grew up until I was 9, and then I moved to the city, and it was like every man for himself. But when I lived with my grandmother, man, it was like we had a close knit community where everybody, whatever, everybody had different skills. Everybody brought something different to the table, so everyone had value. You know, um, and to be in that collective, you had to bring something of value. Because if you didn't, then you weren't a part of it. That's just how it is, man. If you ain't adding, you taking away. What up, Mo? What up, sis? And that's why I tell people too, man, build yourself up to not just be value to yourself, but to be value to other people. Like what I do on here, bro. I be telling people, shit, use me. Gary like to call me the lexicon. Like Gary might hit me up like, hey man, you got a different word for this, or you got a different word for that, or what you think about this word, or what you think about this concept. Use me because I do the same thing to him. I do the same. We work. That's building, man. He know my strengths. I know his strengths. So I might have a concept and I spit it to him like, "Hey, G, can you regurgitate that back to me in a different way? Because I know you understand what I'm saying. How can I get other people to?" And that's what G do. G does that great. G can take a concept that I say. I like to call him a preacher, man, because the way his delivery is like a preacher almost, bro. The way he breaks shit down, he break it down like I feel like I'm listening to a sermon, right? And that's a skill, that's a quality. I can't do that shit. I can't do that. So I might say, "Hey G, what you think about? Hey, you want to come on a panel? And I'm gonna ask you this question, bro. I just want you to come." And he'd be like, "All right." But that's building, bro. That's what we supposed to do. We use one another. What we don't do is abuse. I would never abuse my brother. I would never ask, and take from G without giving back to him. I would never abuse him. But hell fucking yeah, I'm gonna use every single last one of y'all if y'all allow me to. And I'm gonna allow y'all to use me. And that shit need to be more normal, right? Because we can add flavor to one another. Like when I came on here 3 years ago, that was my idea. I knew like, look, I got strengths. I know I got strengths, right? Like something like when you talking about biblical shit, when you talking about spirituality, when you talk about like personalities and shit, psychology, philosophy, I got a unique way of breaking that shit down. I can associate or synchronize all that shit together. That's what I do good. And when I first came on here, there was people fucking with me using like, hey bro, hey, can you come on spit? I'm like, yeah, bet. But then I don't even want to say that, bro. But then, shit changed. Shit changed. Like I don't know. Shit just changed. I'm gonna say it like shit changed, and when it changed, it's like I'm gonna stay the same. I'm the same OD, bro. I'm gonna always be the same OD. If some people come back and be like, "Hey man, can you?" I have no problem. I don't have no animosity. I don't have no hate. I don't have no bad blood with nobody, bro. I don't live like that in real life. I don't. People done did shit to me, and I got over it because I know for a fact forgiveness is not for me to take the responsibility or accountability off of what somebody did to me, but it's for me to move past what they did. So I can forgive somebody if it's to the point where um I will never forget though. Like the way I interact with people, I learn people. You can't interact with everybody the same way. You just can't do it. And if you think you can, you're gonna be disappointed in life. This some sauce, man. I'm telling you, this is some sauce. You cannot interact with everybody the same fucking way. You can't do it. So when you have these experiences, you learn how what you can and cannot do with people. And the whole goal when you interacting with people is to be effective and efficient. That's the whole goal. To have a positive interaction. Everyone, you can't have that with everyone. So once you understand, like, there's no way we can have a effective and efficient interaction, there's no point in me interacting with the people. You know, I can't talk to everybody about religion because some people get triggered. And I talk about religion from more of an academical standpoint. So I have no emotion attached to it at all. Some people do. They have emotion attached to it. And what happens when people have emotions attached to different subjects that you may talk about? They get triggered. And once a person gets triggered, that eliminates the possibility of having effective and efficient interaction with them, unless you know how to, calm them down. And sometimes I do. That's just too much work. I'm straight. I just rather not have this type of conversation with you. And I think that should be okay. And that should be okay. Chew it up and spit it out. Yep. And he was preaching. Hey, GB boy, I'm telling you, man, GB doing this thing, man. That's why, like certain subjects, bro, I just like, man, be sitting up here talking. I just let him run. You know what I'm saying? Because when he cooking, it ain't with no, he ain't in no air fryer, bro. He cooking with that grease. That shit gonna be snap, crackling, and popping, bro. So no, I let G cook. When he get his zone, but see, everybody can't deliver like that. Like I'm more of a um straight to the point type of guy. Right? I can fuck with the analogies and all that, but I like meat and potatoes. I get straight to the barbecue chicken. Right? I'm cooking with flames. That's what I'm cooking with. I'm trying to get the shit well done real quick. That's what I'm good. G good with cooking with grease. So we both good at what we do, but we do it different ways. So that way I'm not stepping on his toe. He ain't stepping on, and we do it with good intent. Like we had conversation. I don't even if I say something and G correct me, I'd be like, oh shit, damn, okay, yeah, I did say that the wrong way, and vice versa. If I correct, it's no, but we know we're not doing it out of mouth, right? I ain't trying to show him up. He ain't trying to show me up. Shit, I be cheering for him like shit. Let me add on to what you said. He be like, well, let me add this to what you. We're adding to. We not taking from one another. It ain't no ego trip. That's why I like rocking out with him. It ain't gotta I don't have to say the most profound thing in the conversation. And he don't feel like he gotta say it's more about the information. And it's not about us. It's about the information. But see a lot of people they want to be the star of the show and that's fine. That's fine. People come on here for different reasons. So even when I interact with people like that, I just fall back and add what I can and let them do their thing, bro. I just fall back, bro. I don't have to be in the front of the line all the time. I be fine at the back, chilling. But that's how you know when you're secure with yourself, right? A lot of people they just not they not secure with themselves. They have low self esteem. People don't even know. I don't even like when G was talking earlier about expectations. I don't know if people do self evaluations to actually check and see if they actually have fucking self esteem. Most people don't know the difference between confidence and self esteem. You know, confidence is the knowing of your ability. Self esteem is how you look at yourself. Most people's self esteem, like G would say, is from the outside in. They care more about how people look at them versus how they look at themselves. They look for validation, looking for people to say good things or complimentary things about them to fill them up, to make them feel good inside. Instead of the confirmation, they already feel good inside. And then when people say something, then they be like, yeah, I know. Like, I don't be trying to be, look, man, I've, look, man, I'm gonna just keep it funky with you. I don't be trying to be an asshole. I don't be trying to be cocky or nothing. But like when people be like, "Oh, you intelligent," when anytime somebody say that shit, I be like, "I know. I do it intentionally." Like he was talking about expectations, bro. I study. I still study shit. I'm thinking about going back to school to get. I don't know if I'm going to get my. I don't think I'm going. My mom, like my whole family, my wife, everybody pushing me because I found a, a 6 year program to get my PhD in psychology, but I think I'd be content with just being like a counselor. I don't think I want to be on psychology. I ain't about. I do 4 years. I ain't doing no. I mean, I do 2 years. I found a 2 year master. I get my master's in 2 years with the credits already. Yeah, like 2 year program to get my master's. I don't think that's bad. I don't think I ain't going for no PhD because I ain't about to sit up there and do no damn dissertations and all that bullshit. I'm good. My sister got it already. She the doctor. I don't want to be no doctor. I'm good. But I am thinking about going back to school. Um, I ain't think I thought my credits. I do got to take some classes I already took. I don't think that's a bad thing. So I'm thinking about doing that next year. Thinking about doing it next year when my daughter go into school. When uh, she start, what is that, preschool? She gonna start that next year. So I'm thinking about, yeah, just going ahead and doing that damn thing. Because there's so much I can do with that I want to do. I don't like working for people, bro. But with that, I work for myself. So I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. What you say, James? Salt and pepper. If you got it on the table, it's like you're gonna use it. Yeah. Oh shit! I put my glasses on. I can't see it. Yeah, Rudy in the building. Yeah, but and I forgot what I was about to say. But yeah, just having confidence and self esteem. You know, don't look for validation outside yourself. Anything outside yourself should be confirmation of what you already know about yourself. When you look at self esteem, that means you can build that. We was talking about that earlier. Even the confidence in your abilities builds your self esteem. The more confident you are in your abilities to accomplish things, that builds your self esteem. So to build your self esteem, you have to build your confidence in the abilities that you have. That's how you build your self esteem. That's one way, anyway. So if you weak in an area, you can strengthen yourself in that area. Especially, like, look, people ain't got no damn excuse no more, bro. It used to take a lot of work to build up a certain area, especially like when it came to research. I remember going to the library, motherfuckers had to know how to use the what is it, card catalog, I mean, to find a book, you walk in the library, you like, oh shit, what? No, you gotta go to the card catalog, and you gotta know how to use that, or call the library attendant over to help you. But even that, we learned in school. I don't think they teach that. That shit's like digital now. But even that, man, I mean, it took time. It took effort. But when you accomplished that, when you went into that card catalog, you found the book you needed, you read that book, you extracted the information, that just builds your confidence and your self esteem. Just going to find a book was part of the research. That shit was time consuming too. But that's the work you had to put in. The more work you put in, the more confidence you get, the more confidence built in your ability. But you ain't gotta do all that now. You can just Google shit. But even when you Google shit, people don't know how to check references. They don't know how to check or citations. They don't know how to check it to see if it's accurate. They don't know how to cross reference it. Like you got to do all this process, man. And you can't take no real shortcut. You can be more effective and efficient the more you do it. You'll be able to do it a lot quicker. But you ain't gonna take no shortcut. Because even when I find the source of something, I go find something that contradicts that source, and then I do a compare and contrast. That's how you determine which information is correct. Because you can put anything on the internet. So just because you Google something don't mean it's right. Don't mean it's factual. That can be another person's fucking delusion that popped up first because there's a lot of delusional ass people looking for it. That's all that means. But people, even when people go looking for information, this was more sauce. Whatever you don't go in open minded. When you research something, just don't look for the shit that associates with what you already think. People just go look for something that confirms their own thoughts. Go look for something that contradicts it and compare it and contrast it. Compare it and contrast. And then look up the fucking author too. Like we used to have to look up the author to make sure the author was even verified, even qualified to get the information. Like you might be reading some shit from a total nutcase. You know what I mean, man? Don't if you take shortcuts, man, you shorten yourself up. I mean, that's what you're doing. When you take shortcuts, man, you actually hurting yourself. I mean, you hurting yourself, man. So just do things the right way, and the more you do it, the more effective and efficient you become at it. The more faster you become at doing it. It might take a minute to do it at first, but the more you do it, the more efficient you become in doing it. Like tying your shoe. I remember it used to take me like 2, 3 minutes to tie my damn shoe. Now I do it in seconds. Practice makes perfect if you practice in the right way. 'Cause you can be practicing it the wrong way, and that's why it never become perfect because you're doing it the wrong way. You've been practicing doing it wrong the whole time. That's what a lot of people doing. They practicing a lot of this shit the wrong way. That's why they keep getting consistent wrong results. They consistently getting shit they don't want versus consistently getting something they do because they practicing it the wrong way. That's all it be. But man, I appreciate y'all for rocking out, man. Let me get my butt off there. Got to get my baby boy up tomorrow. Hopefully he feel a little better. Um, I done got some Tylenol in the system. I ain't even about to talk about that, but oh man, people y'all put in power, bro. People y'all put in power. Y'all got to deal with that shit though. But great live stream. I appreciate that, James. Man, I appreciate y'all coming through, rocking out with me, man. Y'all made it great. Ah, man. Y'all made it great, bro. I appreciate that. But man, y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. Hey, was the audio okay? I just switched over to some new earbuds and I'm trying to make sure. I gotta go back and listen to it. But was the audio okay or do I need some improvement? I ain't even asked y'all. I apologize for that. This is good. Okay, cool. So I can rock out with these for a minute. I'm still going to get some more. But man, y'all know what I always say. Care about how you feel. These are conversations to build nation. And if we say anything in this stream that resonate with you, do me a favor. Go tell somebody, tell somebody. Help me spread the word. But until next time, man, that's all I got.
And do it for the 9.
What up, Nine?
Acknowledge me!